Hey, I'm Audrey Hope. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Hope for Relationships. I am the Soul Love Healer. And today we hear from Teresa from Los Angeles, California, who wants to know, am I addicted to the news? Please join me to find out if you are addicted too. Healing is so unbelievably simple. You do what needs to be done, and that's it. Over, problem solved. Hey, thanks for joining me so we can heal all our issues from the deep level of the soul. Teresa from Los Angeles tweets, I am so addicted to the news, like a real addiction. I know it is affecting me in every part of my life, and I probably need rehab. Can you tell me about news addiction and how to remedy? Well, Teresa, in today's time period, so many of us are feeling sick and depressed and sad and hopeless, and that is because we really are addicted to the news. But that's because news is like a drug that is available all the time, 24/7, not like the old days. It's just 24/7, it's easily accessible, and with what's going on in the political arena, it's hard to break away. So like all addictions, we have to ask questions. Are you hooked? Do you think about the news constantly and you can't stop? Do you have cravings and then you want more? Do you look for a quick fix with a news bump? Do you go through withdrawal, or do you feel empty when you can't get a hold of any news? Are you so taken out of reality in your everyday life? Is it hard for you to think about anything else? Well, these are real questions that you have to ask for any kind of addiction. What happens to us with news addiction is, not only do we get told how to feel and what to buy, but we are in a catastrophic mindset, which means we hear terrible things, accidents, pain, terrorism, people suffering. And so we get depressed and we feel that the world is ending. And the spiritual bottom line is we are taken out of alignment and inner peace, and we feel that there's just no hope for us. And this is the worst thing that could ever happen to anyone, is to be taken out of spiritual alignment. And with news, you feel like you're engaged in real life, but you're actually just watching a box, and there's no real life to it at all. It is just taking you out of your everyday activities, and it's kind of dangerous. The point is, we actually love bad news more than good news. Yes, we are actually programmed for bad news. I mean, they've done studies trying to do good news stations, and it absolutely fails. It just doesn't sell. It's our primal nature, our ancient history, to look out for danger, going back all the way to caveman times. And so it's kind of programmed. We're kind of programmed for this kind of thinking. Now, the reasons for it is called cognitive bias or confirmation bias. It's what we really expect to happen, and we look for proof of it. But you see, our brains are wired for negativity. We are hardwired to give more attention to negative details than to positive ones. This has to do with our temporal lobes. It's actually the amygdala, the danger detector, located in the temporal lobe. We are actually built for unpleasant news. It's a hunger in our brains to hear this kind of news. We chemically react to stimuli, and we get aroused by negative news. So this is something that we need to really know about ourselves. We have to kind of counteract it. So what we need to do is go cold turkey, shut off the news, see how you're feeling, or just watch 30 minutes a day. We need to engage with real people and real friends. We need to do spiritual things, which is really just go outside, look at nature, have conversations, meditate, get involved in life. Or if it gets too bad and you are hysterical and depressed too much, you might need professional help. But really, this is a condition of our world right now, and it's just important to make sure that you're not just feeding your soul over and over and over and over again with terrible, terrible potential of what can happen to our world. And so, great question. I've also prepared a little quiz to find out if you are addicted to the news. So here we go. Assess the situation. How is news affecting your life? Do you feel a compulsion to watch and hear news? Does the news control your life? Does it control your time? Is watching news more important than living and enjoying real life? Do you interrupt your other life activities to listen to the news? Do you feel lost and empty when you don't know what is going on? This is called FOMO, F-O-M-O, fear of missing out. Do you let the news determine how your day is going and how you sleep at night? Is it what you talk about all day long? What is your mood after watching news? Do you feel depressed, anxious, paranoid, hopeless? How much fear do you live with on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest? Are you out of joy? Are you pessimistic? Are you hopeless? Do you think the end of the world is coming? Have you spiritually been affected? Now you can do this test, which is part of this quiz, which is to stop watching the news for a day or two and then see, how do you feel? Do you feel better? Do you observe the difference in your life, your activities, and your attitude? So, Teresa, it is important to know that news addiction is healable, very healable. Shut off the TV and turn on positive energy and an actual knowing that the world is going to be okay because we're going to create it. So thank you, Teresa. I'm Audrey Hope, and this is Hope for Relationships. If you have a question, you can write to me on my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter. The links are in the description box below. And don't forget to like and subscribe so we can heal all our issues from the deep level of the soul. I'm Audrey Hope. Thanks for joining me. Hey, if you like my videos, and I hope you do, then subscribe and click. Are you gonna click? Come on, click here now. Let's go.